Oh yeah, bring wind bladed. We gotta have our pinup picture, people. It would not be a guy's room if you did not have a pinup. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Digital Paul Workshop. It is I, that blue screen you see right before your computer crashes, Techno Meow Tinkerer. And today we're just going to go over um, some of the room I've been working on, the Transformers theme room. Now, if you saw the Matrix video already, I didn't realize it till at the end when I was reacting to my own work that I had actually included part of the room. So we're going to cover now a time-lapse video of me working up to the point right before I put the matrix in. Of course, starting in Blender, here importing a picture of Blaster. Now, I'm going to be using Blaster as sort of the sound system for the room. I'm actually, well, you just saw there another picture. I'm creating him based on two different pictures, trying to figure out what elements I want to use. But we're starting out with a basic cube, or in this case rectangle, and I'm building out from there. And even though I do get most of Blaster done, there is an effect I want to use later on. And in fact, it's going to be trying to create an EQ right where that window is at. But right now, I kind of probably didn't have to do it this way, but I kind of did it anyway, of kind of semi-forming this shape of him into his Transformer components, at least part of them. And as you saw earlier, when I did the legs, I figured it was easier just to extend the legs out and then go in and add in the angle for the waist. But like everything else, it's just extrude and loop cuts. But yeah, right there with the window I'm working on, it is, I'm planning on putting an EQ visualizer there, so when there is audio playing, that you'll see the lights bounce. I was testing it out earlier, didn't quite get the way I wanted it, so I'm gonna probably go back and work on it again. But that's gonna be one of the I've been putting it off to be one of the final elements because I don't know how much information adding that in is going to affect me working on the room. So right now it's being used as one of my last elements. And I kind of got this idea for seeing someone actually do a real life DIY build of Soundwave, making them into an actual large audio player, even though I think it was MP3. I don't think. Nah, they didn't fix it. We could have a cassette of any kind. But so I guess where I kind of got the idea for this, what I figure I'll do is I use Blaster as the sound equipment. Now later on when I created Soundwave, he's going to be the TV. I know it's kind of weird, but let's face it, his chest piece is a perfect size for a TV. And Blaster, even though the actual toy in Japan was a micro cassette player, he actually just looks like a regular boombox. Yeah, creating some events, having to use a lot of loop cuts here. I figured it was just easy to extrude out the surface and just extrude in the vents than trying to click all the planes around the vents and extrude just them. There's a lot more planes. Now here, I think here I might have learned how to do some of that alignment but I don't think I knew exactly yet how to do it by moving the point. Oh, you know, I use these spheres to create the speakers. Now at the time I don't think I ever did them. I don't think I ever really actually connected them to there's where I actually was able to put everything to a center. That's before I knew how to move the origin point, but it worked. I know it's not exactly the the same speakers that is being used in this particular picture, but it works. Okay, now adding in all the color. One way about the way I did it is trying to get underneath to add the red. I think I did get it. I think I got some of the gray. From what I'm seeing right here, I got some of the gray parts at red and it need to be gray. Yeah, the knob. Yeah, right now mostly, since this is just really just going to be decor for the room, and the only active part is going to probably be the EQ. It's probably one reason why I just went ahead and just stuck these things on the box instead of actually connecting them, make them all one unit. And like I said, I was using the other one as part of the design for Blaster. I wasn't going strictly with just this one. And here I'm working on Soundwave. Like I said, I'm gonna make him the TV, so I'm gonna actually have a video playing right where his micro cassette window is at, because really it looks like almost a TV. And that would be actually something I kind of want to do in real life, is actually make a TV or monitor that looks like Soundwave. I mean, I know you can buy something like a LCD screen for laptops and make digital picture frames, so it probably won't be that much different. The key would be trying to find one that is square enough. Either that or Soundwave is going to have to be a little bit more longer than square. Now, if I had a 3D printer, I could probably print it in a frame to sit in that spot to fit a wide panel. And again, I'm doing the same thing like the Blaster. I kind of, in a way, I'm kind of creating the legs separate instead of just having a one giant box. The fun part, trying to fit some of this stuff in. Now, one thing about doing it this way though is when I go to do loop cuts like I did with Blaster, it don't go through all the parts of the whole object. It only goes through the areas. So like right here when I'm doing all these loop cuts just for these buttons, most of it I went and colored in some of the whole box one color. I'm just going in and added the gray. Yeah, but yeah, doing the loop cuts for this, it actually cut down on a lot of the divisions, so it's kind of only the centerpiece as it. Now I am creating a separate piece for what would be the glass panel of the micro cassette player, and this would be what I use to project the image on when I go to add the video for it. Oh yeah, now here was one of the first things I did in Blender was I created Autobot City using all the different, I was working on all the different bases at the time. I think I've been expanded it more since then, but I just pulled Onslaught over because I was trying to figure out, I want a Transformers themed bed. What Transformer who has an alt form that would work for a bed? And I figured one of the base modes of the combiners, and Onslaught was one of the picks. Onslaught, maybe Silverbolt could be used one, but you would have to you might have to have the cone going a different direction on the cockpit of the jet part. Now Motormaster could be one, although you're going to have a wide enough room, because well, you could have them two ways, but because you can split the cab into two sections, you can kind of use them and have part of it as like a overhang. I'm trying to think what you call those beds that has the 4 poles and the, I don't know what it's called, a roof or ceiling. Is that part of the bed that I've seen in like an older ones where they had the curtains go around the bed, something like you'll see in a rich person's home. But you can probably do that with Motormaster or something close to it. But yeah, Onslaught, I'm recreating him, and I'm actually trying to do a little bit better job of actually making him than what I did originally in the city, because The Autobot City was one of my earlier ones, trying just learning how to do Blender. And so I wasn't very detailed on, and honestly, that was I think the very first character I created because of his simple nature. But even then, I wasn't quite as detailed, and also the way I did some stuff a bit differently. But knowing what I know now, I'm able to create one a little bit better and more unified. So I don't remember exactly how I originally created the first onslaught art. But this one, I wanted to add in some more details that I didn't have in the one I created for the Autobot City. And I might just port this one over back to Autobot City, since this was well, I would have to go, the final version I did, I would have to go change some stuff. But yeah, this time I wanted to add the wheels, because when you have the toy, you actually see the wheels. And I know you could probably get away and claim it's just the way his alt form is why you don't see the wheels, but I want them added. Yeah, at this time I think I was trying to use some of the previous set loop cuts by just moving them to actually create some of the design and shape. Yeah, right here that dip was not in the original, won't be in the original. That's because I'm gonna put a mattress there. Okay, now we're gonna do the wheels, cylinder, loop cut, and then I'm gonna extrude every. Well, right now I gotta do trying to create the I guess it would be called the hubcap, or the part where the rim connects to. You can really tell I'm into automotives a lot, why I don't know what things are called. But yeah, just extrude every other vertices, or I don't know what they call faces, panels. I can't remember what they call those. And it gives it that tread look, just a very simple tread like you see on most toy cars. You don't need nothing real fancy. Don't need that one that tread that you see for the truck that has the deer hoof print as part of the design. I saw that on the internet. I don't know if it's actually real or was it Photoshop AI generated, but I thought it was comical. And I wouldn't put it past somebody out there actually trying to make something like that. And now I'm working on the gun turret. I guess it's the gun turret, or is it a cannon, something like that. And I'm making it a separate object because I'm going to actually move this a little further back than what it is. That way I'll give it some space for the mattress. Because the toy, you can actually have it placed on his back, or you can have it sitting on his head. Now, I don't think you can have it sitting on his head when he's connected to Metroplex or Tripticon. So it has to sit on his back. But if you got him as an individual piece, you can actually have it sitting on his head. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it in yet, but I thought about actually making the cannon pieces 2 lights that shoot out, just to have that ambient light. Because the matrix I did is going to be for the overhead light. And I'm just going to reuse the cannon turret that I already had, and I don't see no need to remake it. I haven't decided yet what to do with that other, this cannon side. It's from the Generation 2 toy line, and decide if I'm going to use it for a light or anything. I got it with the figure for right now. And now let's give him that army green color that he had. And some of this is actually based, even now I don't have the G1 version of Onslaught, I got the G2, but I was basing the colors off the G1 here. I wish there was a way, I haven't figured out, where if I want to color multiple objects at once, I can do it. But it seemed like I can only just select one, because I think I've tried multiple times to see if I could select multiple objects and just apply colors to all of them. But I have not been able to figure that out. because what I probably should have done is just color one and just didn't duplicate it and put it in place of the other three. Didn't think about that at the time, but I probably would have been faster. It almost looks like the type of tires you see with the Legos. Oh yeah, fun part trying to get the colors to look right, because after I did the when I first did the green, it didn't look dark. It looked dark enough, but now when I added the dark bluish tint that Onslaught had, the green looked too bright, so I had to dull that down some. And pretty much so far the room's coming along. Now I'm working on the mattress. I had to go find out how to actually make something look like a mattress, and I think it's a subdivision modifier with loop cuts. And it does kind of look like a mattress. It almost looks more like an air mattress than a bed mattress. Now this would be probably a fun bed to have as a kid. It'd be a pretty big bed as an adult if you use a queen or a king size, even as you use a full bed. I think it's a full or double. With little single beds that we had as children, this would probably have been a fun bed because you actually got some platforms there you can sit on and put stuff on and play on. When your friends over don't have to actually sit on your bed, they can sit on the platform beside the mattress. Oh yeah, creating pillows for the I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna add an image to the pillows. I was trying to make it look like the pillows were at least laying partly on each other, give a bit more. I try to remember the term we use. It's not. It's the opposite of making it look just like kind of plain and boring, a little bit more dynamic. Yeah, I think it's probably what I'm looking for. Instead of being quite so static, having the pillars with a little bit of an angle to one of them, like it's laying on the other. Oh yeah, bring Windblade in. We gotta have our pinup picture, people. It would not be a guy's room if you did not have a pinup. So I actually just found this online. I think it's like off of. I think it might. Is it? It might be. I don't know if it's an official work or. Well, I see somebody's name right there, so it might be just a fan art. But I can't remember. But I just went and found an image. I went through and looked through which one I kind of wanted. I kind of settled with this one. This is. I know it's used a lot. I think it's used on the Transformer Wiki as well. And I've had trouble. Now, what was weird is when I first experimented doing this, I did it in its own thing. And I wasn't recording at the time, and somehow I was able to get the frame to form the way I wanted. And I couldn't get it to do that again, because I think I'd have the idea why it was that way. That's one reason why I went into a new file to try to do this, to see if it was just something in that file that might have been a setting, but no, I couldn't get it to do. Oh yeah, now here's where I'm using the I'm using the Shift S to move like I don't know if it's the origin point. That little point that's got the orange dots around it, so I can actually line everything up. Because I was wanting to extrude all the parts out equally, so that the frame would be unified all the way around. Bring it on in. Enlarge it, and do we have our pinup. And that is pretty much it for the first installment of the Transformers theme room. The Matrix is sort of the middle point, and then I'm going to have another video of everything I've done after the Matrix video. And I'm not quite sure. I got a few of the other figures, some of the Transformers that are actually real life usable. Well, not say real life, but they're actually kind of closer to what it would be in real life. I hadn't decided whether or not I'm going to put Perceptor in, Reflector, or Laserbeak from the Armada series, which I think in the Japanese he was called Cyberhawk, as just items laying around the room yet. I have tried to figure out, is there any transformer I could use for any other furniture? Not 100% sure yet. I know Hotspot from the Protector Bots could be used, but I would have to figure out what I'm going to do with the latter portion of him. Because you might could use him as a basic dresser design. It'll be a very unique dresser design because of the way the legs and the arms position. But I haven't quite been sure yet if I'm going to use him. There's a few other things, like I said, Reflector, Perceptor, and Armada's laser beak would be items you could see, a camera, a periscope, and a video camcorder. Even though I know they're not the most modern things, I ain't going with modern themes. I'm just going with what can I use to be natural objects in the room. But for the most part, I hope you enjoyed this and maybe this give you some ideas. If you want to help the channel out, please like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone you think might be interested. Have a nice day.